Hey everybody, Chris the Up North Airgunner. So today on this episode, we are here at the FX Airguns headquarters in Sweden. And it is snowing, it is extremely cold, but we've got some really awesome stuff to show you. A lot of great new products that are coming out. And we're gonna take a deep dive into some of the current products that FX Airguns has on the market. And we are gonna interview Johan Axelsson, take a tour of the factory. So let's go check it out. Let's go. And I'm here with Johan Axelsson, and we're going to be talking about some really cool stuff that FX has been developing. So thanks for joining us, man.
No, thank you. I'm very excited to talk about the new stuff that we had up.
Cool. Great. There are actually some things that have been released here recently, specifically about the dynamic block that I really want to focus on today, because this whole year, the dynamic, the King, the Panthera has been a huge kind of focus on my channel, what I've been focusing on. But the newest thing is this, what we have in front of us. And so this is the FX King in a synthetic stock. And so maybe tell us a little bit about the reason why we now have the option for a synthetic stock.
No, so with the King, we started with the GRS stock, which is loved. I really do love the GRS stocks. They look amazing. So then we have the synthetic, which is a bit more sturdy, but also a bit more affordable. So it's not as bad if you were to bang it up and damage it while you're walking in the woods, etc. You don't have. It's not a piece of art like the GRS stock is.
Oh yeah, the GRS stock is something you really want to maybe hang on your wall, take out to the the range. Obviously, it is made to be hunted with. I mean, the ergonomics on it is fantastic. But to be honest, it is having access to this now, because I beat the out of my equipment.
Yeah, I mean, but of course, everything is meant to be used, right? But it's just very perfect and a nice piece of art. Sometimes you don't want to bang it up too badly. Right. That's why we have this workhorse synthetic version available.
Awesome. So a new thing is there's now also an option to have this in just the barreled action. So that way you can drop it into, let's say, like a Saber tactical chassis. So tell us a little bit about kind of the business reason of allowing or for offering that as an option.
No, so basically we know there's so many people out there that is really good in the business to drive the business forward, the airgun industry forward, and we have people like Saber Tactical that does their aftermarket stock that is a great thing as well for the guns. We want to be able to help all those guys out as much as possible due to the fact that they help with our brand as well. We want to be able to collab with them. So we want to be able to offer the end users so they don't have to buy the rifle with a DRS stock with us and then it's not going to just buy the stock, throw it away. So we want them to be able to just buy the action and just put this the new Saber Tactical stock or the Alpha 4 stock or whichever stock they choose to put in there.
Yeah, which is, I mean, a huge thing. If you've been following what I've been working on this past year, taking the King and dropping it into the Saber Tactical chassis, I've been able to add, it's around 24 pounds total weight now. And all the features that the chassis has, it's absolutely the perfect bench gun. Other than the FX Impact M4, I'm always kind of debating on which one I wanted to shoot.
Yeah.
Because the M4 is such an amazing bench gun as well. One of the things that you and I did get a chance to work on, I think it was last summer, is I was sitting in my basement. It was just an accident. I really didn't intend on doing this. I was sitting there just looking at these airgun arrows that is made by Air Venturi, and I just randomly shoved one in a barrel and pulled the trigger at a target in the basement and actually shot through the box target. And I contacted Johan and said, "Hey, did you know it does this?" And it was kind of cool because we wanted to test with the 500 millimeter barrel system whether or not a smooth barrel or a rifle barrel actually worked. And so, yeah, you and I were able to work on that together.
Yeah, so I sent you some unrifled barrels and we were able to test how does this affect speed and the power and the accuracy. And yeah, you've been able to do quite some research on that.
Yeah. And what was great about that is ultimately we just came back to the regular barrel that comes with the 500 millimeter kit and the 35 cal. You don't have to change anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you can shoot arrows and pellets and slugs out of that thing. So it's absolutely perfect. It really shows the versatility of the dynamic system.
Yeah.
You know, so tell me a little bit about the history and actually just the valve difference in the dynamic block that is that different.
So basically, when we started designing the King and the Panthera and the dynamic family, what we were after was trying to get some way to get high powered Slugs up to speed, but also being able to shoot a little bit of everything. So we looked into different ways of how the valve had the day worked and what the benefits was and what we needed to achieve. So we noticed with the greater tandem, we needed to be able to let a bigger burst of air go a bit quicker. So we decided to make the valve a bit different. So you have a longer valve pin, you have a bigger diameter for where the air flows through. So it enables it to drop a lot of air initially. So it gives the bullet projectile pellet a good speed in the beginning of its process. So it doesn't let all there all the way, but it gives it a quick burst.
Okay.
And that makes certain that it takes the majority of its speed in the beginning of barrel. And that way we're able to utilize a shorter burst of air. So we're able to go higher rate pressure, but still not waste air. But with a lot of the older design valves, if you were to go that high in air, you would get the speed, but you would also have the valve time quite high. So the valve would be open, perform it longer. But this way we're able to utilize the valve a bit better.
Yeah. And that was one of the things that kind of struck me as we were doing some modified versions of the dynamic block for that 1,000-yard shot that we did. I was still getting a really high amount of shot count, even at that higher reg pressure. And it's because of that short burst valve.
100%.
Yeah. So what's great about the dynamic block system is I know there's been some confusion. Like we have the Panthera, we have the King, we have the dynamic, but they are all the same block system in the same plunge system.
Yes.
Okay. So just to make this clear and official, is the FX dynamic and dynamic block, the King, the Panthera, is that the most powerful valve system that you offer the full FX lineup?
Yes. This by far is the most powerful. I think the Impact is up there, the DRS is almost up there.
Yeah.
But due to the fact that we're able to utilize the entire length for the barrel with a full kind of setup, yes, that's the most powerful gun that we offer.
Yeah. And in the marketing language, I was actually surprised that in the guns that I've been able to test, even just in their bone stock configuration, there certain projectiles have actually exceeded some of the marketing specs that we've had. So yeah, there's just so much power potential in the dynamic block.
Yeah. The only thing that people need to figure out is the handle weight. The way the rifle is always going to be perfect for how the rifle is delivered. So if you want to go high in power, that's the main thing that people just have to look at.
And really, the more I tested, I realized you don't really need to go with that heavier hammer. You don't, unless you're doing some really, really heavy projectiles and want to do a lot of the crazy stuff that I've been doing. As I started shooting them in their bone stock configuration, I, say about like 80% of what I was wanting to do, I could actually just
100%. Then it's very, very, very important for the people that want to tune to the high power, right? To really look and understand how the balance of a valve works. So you need to make certain to tune it to your your power is like this. You always want to be on the upslope. So I don't want to be over it, because you're overextending. That means you're slamming the block, right? And that will end up eventually hurting your rifle if it's high enough. But if you're on downwards curve, you will only mean more power if it's higher rate pressure.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that I like about just leaving it in the bone stock configuration is that now when you go in those heavy tungsten hammer stuff that I've been doing, it's like now you're really stuck with those really heavy projectiles, high power. What I love about having is I can shoot pellets, I can shoot hybrids, I can shoot slugs, just in the regular configuration.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. And one of the beauties with air rifles is keeping those up. The bone, the why we deliver them is for the most of the users, in my opinion. That's where the gun has a lot of harmony. I know there's several uses for those high power versions, right? But for an airgun to really shine as an airgun, I really do appreciate the stock.
Yeah, sure, that quite a bit. I mean, with my FX King that I use for bench rest competition, I've done absolutely nothing internally to that gun. Only thing I did is I did put it in the Saber Tactical chassis to increase the weight and just some of the adjustability. But internally, everybody asks, like, what did you do to the gun internally? What modifications have you made? Zero modifications. And it's been absolutely perfect. So the other thing that I had the opportunity to, during the tour here in the factory, I was able to see the FX Halo production. And tell me a little bit about the Halos, because I know we announced these, I think it was at EUR or one.
I did even before, I think it was the summer 2020.
So I know we've been waiting for these, but when will these be available?
they're actually shipping from the factory as of today. As of today, we're starting to get them out to our distributors today.
Awesome. And I actually saw the shipping crates with the boxes full, so I know they are on the way. But tell me about, why is the FX Halo a innovative new projectile that we don't currently have access to?
Due to the fact that we are now the manufacturer of the barrels and the guns and everything, and we're able to make certain they have a slug that's has a higher BC than a pellet, but still shoots well through the pellet liner or the superior liner.
Yep.
And it shoots for the same energy as the pellets. With these, you're able to shoot like for the 500 7.62 kit, and you're able to just shoot pellets one day.
Yeah.
Just bring a box of halos out and shoot the halos for the same gun. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
The tune and everything will be pretty much on par.
Awesome. Well, that's super exciting. Well, I think we talked about it enough. Let's go take this down to the range and shoot some groups, because your shooting range is actually really cool. They went through the production process here at FX, walked me through it, and it's really the level of precision and quality assurance they put into the production cycle. I got to see this firsthand, and so let's take this down to the shooting range and just shoot a couple of groups.
Yeah, let's do that.
Awesome. Let's go. That's 3 in the same hole, though.
I see.
That's okay. It likes that. All right, so that last 5-shot group, I was holding right there on the edge of the X, and those 5 right in a row went basically in that same hole. And we're right at about 910. Same hole. Not bad. So, right there, that's about a 1/4 inch group. I'll take it, man. Not bad at all. That is dead squirrels, dead birds, dead rabbits. Love it. So we're gonna do some explosion tests here. We're gonna do some terminal performance. So let's set up some fruit, see what we can do. Ooh. Yeah. So yeah, terminal performance on those halos are just absolutely wicked. So definitely check those out for small game hunting. These are being shot right out of a 1 in 40 twist 30 cal 500 millimeter barrel liner. I haven't had to change a single thing. I have heard from other results that they have a specific liner for this, and also the slug liner. You may even get better results, but I mean, it's stacking them, running one right on top of each other in the full length of this range. So I will call that a success. Yeah. Well, there it is, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I got a chance to shoot the FX King Synthetic. Got to try out the new halos. Absolutely love those things. Definitely check this out, and definitely check out the fact that you can get the FX King now in the barreled action, so you can drop it in to one of those Saber Tactical chassis. Thanks for joining me. Take care.